most challenging thing. So when I was between the age of 8 to 16, I was in the Kenya Scouts Association. The most, I would say, let me think of a word. Uh, huh. The highest or the most, the most skilled group of Boy Scouts in Africa are the Kenya Scouts. And just a small part of this, but when I went to the States, I was surprised to hear that scouts, especially Girl Scouts, sold cookies and stuff. I was like, what? Because the type of scouting we did was insane. It was very different. Anyway, so between the age of 8 and 16, I was part of the Kenya Scouts, and we did a lot of like competitions and stuff. And at the peak of it, there's a section for you to, because like the age groups are divided into sections, and so the most active section is called the Chipukizi. And then we're doing Chipukizi for like 4 years. You're supposed to move up the rank, and at the highest point you get a badge, and it's called the Kilele badge. I think that's the badge or something like that. Um, I'm not sure. You know what? I don't know. I think it's the Kilele badge. I'm not sure what the name is. Huh? Yeah, there's a badge. I don't remember the name, but it's a Swahili name. Anyway, for you to get this badge, and it's like the highest honor a Kenyan scout can ever get. So, we had this for every school. We had something called a patrol. I was part of the Dragon Patrol 18th Kisumu Troop, and so each school or each region had a patrol, and I was part of one. So what we did to get this badge, which is like super a huge deal among the scouting community, you'd go for a 3 day challenge or a 1 week challenge, depending on what they would give you. So for us, we went to Rwanda, the border of Rwanda and Burundi. There's some mountains there, and we went to those mountains, the top of those mountains. And on the day when we did those things, so first we did the fire lighting thing, which is quite easy. Anyone can light a fire if you have the knowledge and you have the resources. That's quite easy. And then we did this hike up and down the mountain for like I don't know how long. I don't know the specifics, but it was pretty hard. And then now the most challenging one was we were told to cook food without utensils or pots or pans or anything. So they gave us flour, wheat flour, to make chapati, and water. They gave us I know I said water, it's supposed to be water. That's how we say it here. But anyway, so they gave us wheat flour to make chapati with water and salt. They gave us a potato. They gave us an egg, and they gave us hot dogs. So they told us cook these things, but you don't use any spoon, any cups, any whatever. So what we did is we made the chapati with like we just mixed it with water. We the dough, we spread it out, we put it between sticks, and while we mixed it, we added oil so that it was all like just mixed. If you know how to make chapati, it's quite easy. But we put it between sticks over fire, flipped it, made a chapati. Done. Then for the hot dog, we took bamboo sticks. We took out the insides, cleaned it real well, and then we put oil inside the bamboo sticks. We stuck a hot dog inside, and then we hang it over fire. So what happens is, as the fire hits the bamboo stick, the heat is evenly distributed to cook the hot dog. Now, I might just point out that this food wasn't to be eaten; it was just for you to get the points. And then we were told to, oh, of course, we roasted the potato. That was easy. It was a sweet potato, so we just roasted it. The hardest one was the egg, because they wanted us to make boiled egg, but we weren't supposed to use water directly, and we weren't supposed to use a pot or pan or whatever. So we kind of, many people failed. Majority of people failed at the fire stage. Um, so we're at this point, we're sitting with the egg, we're like, oh man, what can we do? So what we ended up doing, and this thing took like almost till midnight, I remember. So we just gathered soil from around, we dug a hole, gathered soil, we added water to the soil, and it was clay soil. So then we mixed the soil real well, we took the egg, we wrapped the egg with clay soil, and the clay soil is wet. Now, they didn't want us to touch the egg with the water. But they said you can use anything else, another medium. So we used clay soil. We wrapped the egg in clay soil, and we made sure that it was wrapped so that there was an egg, but then the clay soil also looked like egg because it was very smooth. And so what happened was we took the wrapped egg with the clay soil and we put it on fire, like we just put it inside the fire. So what happens is clay is very like compact, and when it's wet, it really like it conducts heat very well, and the heat is evenly distributed. Like there's no single part of the soil or the whole thing that isn't like heated. Like the temperature is the same everywhere. That's the magic of clay. And so what happened was the trick was you put the clay soil in the fire, but you watch it because once you see a crack, not in the egg because you can't see the egg. Once you see a crack on the clay soil, that means it's ready. Your egg is ready. So it was like it took a lot. Took longer than what it normally does. Because I mean, like normally I think it's like 21 minutes or something, and the egg is boiled. This took us like 2 hours. We're just sitting there watching that egg, and when it finally cracked, when we opened the clay soil, took out the clay soil, we looked at the egg, and we took out the shell. It was a fully boiled egg. So that was the hardest thing I ever did in primary school. I remember that it was really hard.